and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Maximum Extreme podcast. My name's Bobby Stryker, and this week we're discussing Olympus Has Fallen vs. White House Down. And we have guest speaker Juliana here with us. Jules.
Oops. We're on air already? I'm sorry.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, like you mentioned before, we're supposed to compare White House Down with Olympus, right? But it's been 2 months and I don't remember anything about the movie.
So what you doing?
So I was watching the trailer, to recap.
Okay.
Yeah, so I remember a lot of things now. Yay. So we can talk about the movie today.
Cool. All right. Hi, Jules. How are you?
I'm good. How about you? I haven't seen you guys for a long time.
Yeah, you know how it is. Yeah. You're the busy one. We've done another podcast. We did the Superman podcast.
Yeah.
And we all wondered where the hell
yet?
you were. No, at the time of recording this, it's not up yet.
All right.
But yeah, so you've been missing in action.
Yay. And I just caught White House Down today.
Yeah, White House down. Down.
You watched it, right?
Yeah.
Do you
I've
like
seen
it?
Yeah. This is the thing, and hence we're talking about 2 films today because it's impossible to talk about one without talking about the other.
Yeah, we're going
I thought it was okay. I thought it was all right. It's not great. It's not as bad as I thought, but it's quite mediocre.
Yeah, since I have the same sentiments actually.
Yeah.
So that's why I decided to watch the trailer again before this podcast.
For Olympus.
Just to recap what Olympus Has Fallen was about. I feel that, actually I like Olympus better, even though the special effects can be easily achieved with my special effects movie iPhone app.
Yeah. That was the main letdown in Olympus.
Yeah, but I feel more for the characters in Olympus Has Fallen.
All right. Well, let's do a quick synopsization of White House Down. Okay, so it starts. I've forgotten already what happened.
See, it's not memorable.
Okay. Let's try to remember. I'm going to try to remember. Okay, so we're introduced to Kale, played by Channing Tatum, and he's trying
Spence are gonna kill you and unlike your page or something. And report your page.
All 3 of them, yeah. So he's trying to get into the Secret Service in the White House. And he's taken his daughter to the White House for the day. And, and there's spoilers as always in our podcasts. And so he's there and having a tour of the White House after he's flunked the interview because of this really annoying woman who's doing the interview. And, and then the White House gets taken over by terrorists really slowly.
Mm-hmm.
And
they were trying. The funny part is they're trying to figure out where these terrorists were from.
Yeah, all the media outside is suspecting that it's Middle Eastern terrorists, but turns out to be much more domestic. And then so Kale ends up being like Bruce Willis, and he ends up trying to find the president and helps him and saves the day.
I didn't think he was that great though. I didn't think at least when Gerard Butler, with what he did in Olympus Has Fallen, it seemed more convincing that he really has the skills to take those bad guys down. Channing Tatum just looks like he's really struggling, and many times he actually needed the president's help. And in this case, the president is Jamie Foxx, right?
Oh yeah,
it's so funny.
Yeah, so
he's not convincing as a president at all.
That was the first strange thing.
He's
seeing
a comedian.
Fox, yeah,
he's like whenever he talks, it feels like a gangster is talking and instructing.
It is weird. Like I remember right at the beginning when we first see Jamie Foxx, like he's on the TV or something, making some presidential speech, and I just expect him to start saying weird things like, "Yeah, man, Holmes." Yeah, for real. And like the way he speaks, it's not like how Obama speaks, although you can tell he's trying to imitate it. But it doesn't feel like it. It feels like he's about to break out into rap any moment.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I was watching a video, like his music video. Can you hear it? That's how he sounds. Yep, he's the president
Yeah,
of the
well,
United States.
well, yeah. If his acting was maybe a
You
bit.
obviously don't like it too, huh?
Who, me?
Yeah, look at you, like yeah.
Well, yeah, I didn't. If I have to compare it to Olympus, I didn't. Yeah, it's not as good as Olympus.
And also because Olympus, when it was released at that time, it was during this time where North Korea, the real North Korea, was threatening the rest of the world, right, with some sort of nuclear launch or something like that.
Yeah, they were going crazy.
Yeah, and then the release of the movie was timely, so everyone could feel it. Like this could be a possibility.
Yeah. So it made it feel like more real, I guess.
Yeah.
Whereas this, it was just really
seems
mediocre.
petty also, like the terrorists, the reasons for bringing the White House down is for like some personal feud, right?
Yeah, so it turns out what the deal is, it's all internal. So we have James Woods as, I don't know what his role is. He's the head of the Secret Service.
Yes.
And I think his son was killed in some special
Maggie
ops.
Gyllenhaal's boss, right?
Yeah, Maggie Gyllenhaal's boss. And his son was killed apparently in some special mission in Afghanistan or something. And then he never got over it. So his decision is to take over the White House.
But the thing is, from the beginning, you could already tell that he could be the villain.
I think it was intended. Like the first thing he takes off his flag badge that he has on his suit. He takes it off to, I don't know, I guess symbolize his last day of patriotism or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
So he goes in and stuff starts happening, and then.
But at least I don't know, but at least Olympus Has Fallen, that the villains you couldn't really guess. If you don't read the synopsis or you don't know anything about the movie, you wouldn't have guessed the Koreans are the ones, because even they also captured their own president.
Yeah.
So it was harder to tell who the villain is. They had a traitor also in it, right? In the Secret Service.
one of the agents.
You couldn't tell either.
Yeah.
But this one, everyone make it so obvious. There were no guessing games for me, so I got bored.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. So it was quite straight. There was some funny scenes in it. Trying to remember what they are
You
as
mean
well.
White House Down, is it?
Yeah, White House Down.
There's so many funny. They try to make it really funny. Even
like, what were they though?
It's not extremely funny. Just they try to make it funny. Jamie Foxx will say some things.
Like what? Do you remember anything specific?
He killed the defense minister or defense secretary, and then when the bad guys killed the defense secretary, and then someone shouted, "Oh my God, you killed the defense secretary!" And then the bad guy said, "Oh,
he's not doing a very good job."
He's not doing a very good job. It's quite funny.
Yeah, see, it's silly things like that. So, yeah, it's just a very mediocre film. So the action, again,
remember the sorry, I interrupted. The Olympus Has Fallen. The funniest part was the part where he tries to threaten the two bad guys.
You mean where he has the two Koreans tied down?
Yeah, and then he said something funny, right? Oh, your friend is not very smart.
No, he kills one of them. Yeah. He stabs him in the throat.
Yeah.
And then he starts saying to the other, he goes, "Oh, it's a shame. I really liked your friend. He was quite funny."
Oh yeah, something like that. But I remember it's quite funny.
Yeah. So it's nothing like that in this. This is, I don't know. They tried to make it like wisecracks and stuff, like they're couple of cool guys.
Probably added those inside after they saw Olympus Has Fallen. It's like, oh, it's not that funny, it's so serious. Let's do something different. Let's make it like funny and serious.
Or like a buddy cop movie. Instead, it's the president and the cop.
Yeah.
But Channing, like you said, he doesn't come across as that believable as a real tough guy. Because what is he? Is he just some security guy? I'm not sure. Can't remember what
he's a bodyguard.
His bodyguard who was a soldier. Right, he was a soldier.
But he also said, right, the reason why he's a soldier is because he wanted to avoid his family, his wife or something like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't even for patriotic reasons.
Yeah, true. But then when he's beating all these like bad guys, I don't know. I just wonder, like, why would he be good enough to beat all these bad guys? And like one of the bad guys
wasn't convincing, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get at. One of the bad guys was like, "Oh, he killed my buddy, and I've known that buddy for like 10 years, and he saved my life twice. He's the best, and this guy's just killed him." And it's like, okay, it is Channing that good, Kale.
At least Gerard Butler, he had like a backstory. They created this backstory for him, and they were he and the president were friends.
Yeah,
and then he's trained. He's really well trained. Has so many years of experience. He even saved the president and stuff. Yeah,
I just felt that the whole film was less. There was less kind of.
How about the action though?
I mean, even the action, like the Olympus Has Fallen was just intense right from the get-go. It was just non-stop. As soon as it starts and the action kicked in, it was just hardcore action all the way through. Like you're really on the edge of your seat, like with your palms clenched, and you're like, wow, it's just unrelenting. With this, it took a really long time to build up momentum.
Really? You felt it? I felt no momentum at all. It was the same for me all the way.
Well, yeah, so you could say there was no momentum because it was just it really, and it dragged a lot in parts, and the action was shockingly, some of the scenes were identical, like the bit where the commanders send in the helicopters to attack.
Yeah, it was a silly commander.
It was identical to Olympus Has Fallen, and the outcome is identical as well. The whole scene is identical, right down to the bit where Kale says, "Don't send the helicopters. They've got this special weapon here," and the general in the office, wherever, is like, "No, we're sending them in." That scene is like identical, isn't it, to Olympus Has Fallen?
No, I'm just wondering, right? What if, have you ever wondered if, what if White House, what was the name? White House Down was released first, and then Olympus Has Fallen was released later? Which one do you think you like better?
I would still prefer Butler's one because it's just more intense. It's more raw. Everything which made.
Because I was thinking, like when we're watching it, were we already comparing?
So you think we're already biased?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Olympus had that raw edge. It was hard. It was fast, and it had some like really funny bits in it, which helped. And those are all the things which are lacking in this.
And the funny part comes in at the right time. It's not. It doesn't seem forced.
Yeah, I just think that everything that Olympus had, which made it good, this is missing. So it's just you don't feel the urgency. You don't feel that Kale could really do what he could do.
Yeah,
and then Fox is just not as believable also as a president. So that also doesn't help.
The only memorable character was Jamie King or Joey King or something like that.
Who's
that?
The
little girl?
Oh, the daughter. Is it?
I think she's the only one who's convincing. She's also the girl who was the China girl in Wizard of Oz, right?
Oz the Great or whatever.
Oz the Great. Powerful.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I really liked her.
She was all right. I thought she was a bit annoying. Kids are often annoying in films.
What?
Yeah, it's true. Kids are frequently annoying in movies.
But I thought she did a great job.
I was hoping she'd be like killed early on so that they can focus on the action, but that's not going to happen.
Okay.
It's like in how Olympus there was a point, right, with the president's son.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so there was a point where it could have risked being really annoying, but thankfully it was quite fast.
But no, I was rooting for him.
Yeah, I was rooting for him, but it was, but thankfully it wasn't a huge part of the movie. So I would have been annoyed if like the whole film was him trying to find the president's son and then him trying to protect the president's son. But thankfully they kept it short. He found the president's son and saved him really quickly, and then continued business. So that's why it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
Whereas this. Yeah, she was all right. She was good. I liked the ending where they tied it in with something that she says at the beginning with the flag.
Yeah.
That's nice. That was a nice touch to it. That was a sentimental touch to it. And I don't know. I liked how they tried to build Kale's story because I'm not a fan of Channing Tatum and I don't think he's a particularly good actor. So at the beginning when he's in the office having the interview with Maggie Gyllenhaal, and I like that. I like that one scene. I think is probably his best scene in the film because he starts saying, "Oh no, she was like knocking him down, saying you haven't got this criteria, you haven't got that criteria to be a Secret Service agent." But he's like, "Look, no, but I did this. I went to night school.
Are
I
they
got
like
this."
high school sweethearts or something, like college sweethearts?
Maybe as a subtext,
like
it's
that,
unclear. There's possibly hinted at, but he made that sound convincing, like he'd really worked hard to change himself and be a better person. So I like that. But then the rest of the film, there wasn't any further characterization, and we didn't really care. And there were just so many scenes where it was just, a bit silly. What else happened? Anything else happened?
You see, we don't even remember.
It's difficult. I only just saw it and I've already forgotten.
The first time I see Channing Tatum was in a dance movie. I think it was Step Up. So whenever I see him do action movies, it makes me laugh. It feels like he's dancing.
First time I saw him, I think, it might have been G.I. Joe, and he was terrible in that. After I saw that, I figured he should probably never be in films ever again. I still think he's a terrible actor. And then the funny thing is, it's another one of those Homer Simpson and Grimes situations where I feel like I'm the only person who can see that he's a terrible actor. Because he's got all these great reviews recently. People are saying, oh my God, yeah, he's become a real acting genius. He did some film about a stripper called Magic Mike, and everyone thinks...
Yeah, he's a real stripper, right?
Yeah,
he was a real stripper, and that story was based on his experiences.
Yeah, well, it was lame. And then Jump 21 and all this. It's
You're
just
jealous or something.
Jealous of what?
Channing Tatum.
Not quite.
You know.
I just think he's lame. I think he's a bad actor.
Wow.
So
seriously, a lot of people are gonna write in and complain.
Nah. If you guys are not happy with my views, please direct your emails towards Yao at maximumextreme.net. I'm sure he'll be happy to respond. So at the end of the day, it was a mediocre film, despite having twice the budget of Olympus. I think Olympus comes out on top quite easily.
I totally agree.
Yeah, much fresher. And I think, like, the whole premise was cool in Olympus. It was so audacious, the idea that someone would, have that kind of nerve to even try and take down the White House. It's such a crazy concept. That's why I really wanted to see it. And
I remember the whole process it just makes me nervous. Like every time you see them kill someone, but this one it was
tense, the whole film.
Yeah, it's really tense. But this one was done by a janitor.
It was just really slow and dreary. And then when damage happened to the White House, it wasn't that crazy. Like I think in Olympus, like when the helicopter crashed into the White House, there was considerable damage to the White House. Nothing much really happened.
There's not much bloodshed, not much violence. If you notice,
the fighting was pretty lame. It was more like gunplay, very little hand-to-hand fighting, and then there was that comedy car chase sequence with Jamie Foxx and Channing going round and round in the garden.
With the bulletproof.
They were going round and round. They went round about 10 times.
Just not that convincing. And they have Morgan Freeman in it, so Olympus Has Fallen is definitely better.
They tried to throw in a twist at the end of White House Down, which I really didn't care about.
Yeah.
I was just like, so... what was the twist? That
it was actually the boss of Channing Tatum.
Yeah, the former boss, which was like I can't remember what his role was.
No, he's the one. He worked with the main bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them were paging each other all this while.
Yeah, these two weirdos. So basically, there was this double twist. It turned out that...
Which was totally redundant.
Yeah, it's like no one cares. So while Jamie Foxx is inside, it's not clear whether he's still alive or not. So what they do is they start kicking in the 25th Amendment or something. So this is something, I think, where it allows them to revoke Jamie Foxx's presidency. And
that was funny. The part where there were two. I mean, the 47th president died within 5 or 10 minutes, and then the next one came up again.
Yeah, so that's what they did, right? So they made this guy president, and then he died, which forced Channing Tatum's old boss to be president. And it turns out that was the plan all along, so that he could continue the fight in the Middle East, which Jamie Foxx was going to stop, and that was the reason behind all of this, right?
And also, I think the team in Olympus, the team that helps, they're supposed to help with the mission.
You mean
with the Morgan Freeman?
All those guys in the Pentagon.
No, the arguments, they had many intense arguments about how to use Benin's talent, right? To save the president. I love those conversations, but this one, everyone is annoying. Even Maggie doesn't know anything, because there was one part where she was talking to the boss, asking him why you're doing this, and like wanting to question him, right, interrogate him through the phone. And he was like, don't have to, whatever I taught you everything. So I just feel like, yeah, you're pretty useless to yourself.
Yeah.
So everyone is useless.
Everyone is useless in a useless situation about people we don't care about.
And then the most stupid thing is she brought in the bad guy's wife.
Oh yeah, that was it. That was the funny part.
It was like really stupid.
She's like, yeah, if anyone can talk him down, it's his wife. Then she's talking to him and she's like, go for it, honey. You can do it. And it backfires. And she's like encouraging her husband to destroy the president and the White House. That was
The
funny.
whole thing was just lame.
Yeah.
They're trying really hard. You can tell they probably changed the script after they saw Olympus. It's like,
Do you think?
Wow, this is really good.
I was surprised though.
I
'cause this
feel
guy,
that they're trying really best to be different. You can tell, but
Yeah.
it's just not working for me.
Yes. So yeah, then this guy normally makes really big films, which are usually quite good.
Maybe
So I'm
if
surprised.
there's no Olympus, this will be okay.
It would be okay. It still wouldn't be great. It was just as a standalone
It would
film.
be a forgettable film.
Yeah, it's still a forgettable film. So rating out of 5, what would you give it?
2.
2?
Okay, 2.3.
Okay. I don't know. It wasn't terrible. So
It
I'm
wasn't
not
terrible. It was good. Just that, we are way too biased, because we go in thinking, with Olympus Has Fallen in mind. So yeah, it's really unfair to the film, but no choice. You've
trying to see
chosen to release the film at this time. So you've opened yourself to to comparison.
They should have released them both at the same time. Wonder what would have happened. I'm just trying to see. I can't remember what score I gave Olympus. Here we go. Olympus. What score did I give it?
Yeah, maybe there'll be another White House, Has Fallen movie.
I gave it a 4.5.
The British government one. What do you call it? What was the White House of, the
What's
UK?
the White House of the UK?
They might have something like that. Another
10 Downing
variation.
Street. That would be rubbish. 10 Downing Street down.
There are many such, there's always, Hollywood likes to do this, right? Like they will have a certain time where they have a lot of natural disaster movies.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
Even there was one time there was also like these princess movies, like many princess movies. So there are like different variations. So they have like Princess Diaries and stuff. And in the end, they have also another version, like this British Prime Minister's daughter discovering that she's the daughter of the British Prime Minister. So I'm speculating
lame.
there might be
British
one,
version.
yeah. So where James Bond will save the day.
I don't know. Besides James Bond, you'll realise that there aren't that many British action movies. So I think...
No, it won't be British. Still be Hollywood. Just they'll be filmed in the UK.
Yeah, there's not many of those either. I just think it's unlikely. But what would they do? It's definitely not going to be where the Prime Minister lives, 10 Downing Street. It was just on a road. It's just a small street. It'd be really lame. They could possibly do Buckingham Palace. They could do that with the Queen, but then...
But I thought the Royal Guards don't do anything.
Yeah, they don't. That's why. So it'd be quite easy for them to take over. And with the British Special Forces, I don't know. Maybe it would be impossible for them to get her back. Get the Queen out.
So the movie would end in 10 minutes. That's it.
No, because maybe what they would do is they'd get in Mike Banning to come and save the day. Maybe that could be the intro. First, Channing arrives and he fails, so they have to call Mike Banning to come in, and then he saves the day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting lame.
What? That's a good idea. We could call it Buckingham Ballistic. Could be a good film.
Tomorrow you will see the Queen's email in your
I doubt
inbox.
Yeah, endorsing this movie. Maybe she'll even budget. That'd be good. Yeah, she's quite up for action things. She jumped out of a helicopter for the Olympics, right?
Was that her or was it her double? It was probably her double.
Of course it was her double.
I don't know, but it wasn't much. It was just her. Like
she filmed this footage as if she was jumping out of a helicopter. Then there was some double.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I don't remember much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
It was funny.
it's funny.
So guys, look out for that Buckingham Ballistics, starring Gerard Butler as Mike Banning. He's
And
there.
Bobby Striker.
He's there on vacation with his family when he sees Buckingham Palace going down. Buckingham Palace has fallen, and he sees all the police.
What a mouthful.
What?
Buckingham Palace is fallen. Such a mouthful.
No, well,
speaking of this, wait, you know Olympus, right, was the nickname for the White House.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool. This one's a castle. Like, anyone would know this code name. Like, anyone.
yeah. And there were moments where they said Castle has fallen. I was expecting Rick Castle to appear out of the TV series. There's loads of silly names though. Everything has a silly name. Why can't they just call it what it is?
Hummingbird or something.
Yeah, the helicopter. Just call it as the helicopter. Yeah, the hummingbird's left. And then the nuclear bomb briefcase, they call it what? The nuclear football.
So obvious.
Is it? They kept calling it the nuclear football, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was a joke, but then when they went to the Pentagon, yeah, when they went to the Pentagon, it was still called the nuclear football. They were like, yeah, they've got the nuclear football. So what a stupid name. It's rubbish.
The script is just really bad.
Yeah, it was a bad script.
They had a good director, you know, a
Yeah,
group of good actors.
they had a mediocre director who's known for blowing things up, who didn't blow up as much stuff as he normally does, I think.
You remember the movie Dante's Peak?
Yeah.
And Volcano?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think like Olympus Has Fallen is more Dante's Peak. Smaller budget.
It doesn't do justice to how good it is.
No, and then this one is
Because I think
because
both of those films were quite mediocre.
no, I like Dante's
Dante's Peak was better. I preferred it, but
with a smaller budget, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that's true. But it was still
in a town only, just in a small town.
Yeah, that's right. But it was still not as good as Olympus is compared to.
Hey, and guess what?
What?
I was actually I don't know. I when I was younger, it was during the time when Dante's Peak was filmed. I was in LA at Universal Studios, and I was actually on that bridge where they filmed Dante's Peak. If I'm not wrong, that is the bridge where they filmed Dante's Peak. The bridge where the bridge fell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on that bridge.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and then it really split for a while, just a bit, and then it went back to normal.
Okay.
It's pretty cool, right?
All right, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like track.
Okay, no, that's cool. I've been on, what movie set have I been on? I was on
outside Buckingham Palace for the royal family documentary.
Yeah, and I hanged out with Prince Charles once. You know.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Did he talk to you?
He said hello.
Oh, that's nice.
Does that count as hanging out?
And did you say anything else? Say hello, Charles. Is it hello, Charlie?
I said, all right, Charlie boy. And then he had his special forces remove me from the premises. So, yeah. Anyhow, so there you go. So in a summer full of blockbusters, you've got the likes of Superman, Man of Steel. What else have we got out at the moment? Then you've got White House Down.
Hey, next Wolverine.
Monsters University. Yeah, Wolverine coming out. And World War Z, which I'll be writing about soon, which is also quite mediocre. And so, yeah, these are a couple of movies that you could give a miss if you haven't got the time to squeeze them all in. Yeah, I'd give it probably, really optimistically pushing it, probably deserves a 2.5, but I'd be willing to give it a 3, but it's probably more a 2.5.
2.8.
Yeah, 2.7-ish out of 5. So quite average. If you want to see a White House terrorist takeover movie, wait for Olympus to come out on Blu-ray in August. So that's about it for this week. Jules, the podcast.
Hey, so your intro and your ending song is the same one, is it?
Yeah, why?
Yeah, you should probably make another one.
Why?
It's boring.
No, it's not. What are you talking about? It's really cool.
Do you do it yourself?
Yeah,
do you compose it yourself?
Yeah, me and Keeb, we composed it. Me and my bro. Me and the bro.
Don't get so defensive.
It's because it's a really cool track. It's like really extreme. It's like blistering electrical guitar super solos. Electrical, not electric. That's how good it is. It's amazing.
All right. Thank you guys for listening.
What? I don't know what you'd rather have. What's her name? Call Me Baby by Carly Rae Jepsen, whatever.
It's a cool song.
Yeah, whatever. This is Maximum Extreme, And then we're keeping the intro and outro just as it is. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Okay, guys. Yeah, it's quite late over here, so sorry if this podcast has wandered a bit. But I hope you've enjoyed what we've been talking about. And if you've liked what you've heard, check out our other podcasts and like our Facebook page. And don't forget to check out our amazing...
What's your Facebook page address?
I don't know, it's can't you search Facebook for it?
Just tell people like it and then share it for a while.
It's facebook.com/Maximum Extreme Podcast. And our website is www.maximumextreme.net. Yeah. Alright, guys, take it easy. We'll catch you next time.
Take it hard.
See ya. Bye. Take it hard. You like to take it hard. That's terrible. This is a family-friendly podcast. Alright, bye.
I'm obviously kidding. Goodbye.
Bye.